Have you ever wondered why sometimes a turn feels really good, but then other times you'll try and perform the same maneuver and it will feel horrible? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down some common intermediate level mistakes that you might be making and how you can fix them.
Guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe now. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with more info, hints and tricks and events that we'll be running. But for now, let's get into today's lesson of the week.
On this wave here, I performed a very common mistake that a lot of surfers make. That's looking the wrong way and rotating the wrong way and not compressing. On this wave here, you can see I did the opposite and the turn felt and looked a lot better. So let's break down exactly what happened. Here you can see I've got my board above the lip about to perform that re-entry. You can see here I'm in my explosive phase. Trying to become weightless, I've pushed out my back leg. To finish, I've got low. And throughout that whole turn, I'm still looking down to the bottom of the wave. But in this example, you can see I didn't do that. Even though I was rotating correctly, things went south. That's because I kept looking off the back of the wave and I didn't compress. And you can see that my rotation wasn't going in the same way I wanted it to. And because of that, it didn't feel very good. It certainly didn't look very good. To make your re-entries look and feel a lot better, you want to try and explode your back leg out the back of the wave to release the fins. It makes it faster and more explosive. On that wave there, I didn't do it. You can see it looked pretty underwhelming. But on this wave here, I have done that. I've exploded my back leg and I've allowed the fins to release out the back. And to achieve the fin release, all you have to do is when you look and rotate and you're bringing your board back down to the bottom of the wave, at that point you want to throw your arms as you dump the weight onto your front leg and explode your back leg. That's how you'll create weightlessness in the tail and release the fins. And of course, get low to finish. To take your surfing to the next level, you want to try and surf in the most vertical way that you can. Here you can see I've gone out onto the shoulder pretty early on, but it set me on a very lateral path for surfing this wave. Sometimes the wave won't allow you to go top to bottom, but in those instances it's better to perform roundhouse cutbacks rather than performing carves on fat sections. They don't look or feel as good, and by doing a roundhouse cutback on those fatter sections, you're going to get a lot more speed once you rebound off the foam. In this example, you can see I'm about to perform a backhand re-entry. Now while the initial stages of that turn were pretty good, you can see here I'm looking and rotating but only to the bottom of the wave and almost slightly down the line. That's meant that I haven't rotated enough, and that made me stall as I was coming through that maneuver. It didn't feel very good. But in this backhand re-entry, you can see that I'm looking back down to the foam with more rotation. And you can see that my board is now pointing back towards the foam. If I had have done that on a better section, my re-entry would have looked and felt a lot better with more intensity and more power. In session number 2, there were a few more examples of things that we could do better as intermediate level surfers. I mentioned before that it's better to go as vertical as you can when you're surfing on a wave. Here I've dropped down to the bottom of the wave and I'm performing this bottom turn to try and stay in the pocket. You can see I performed a carve, but the wave was quite fat and I probably would have been better off actually going more laterally initially to do a big roundhouse cutback off the foam. Once again, there's no right or wrong way to approach a wave and you can do whatever you want. But from my experience, performing roundhouse cutbacks on those fatter sections is always a better move to do. It sets you up for more success down the line. Instead of trying to perform carves and snaps on sections that really deserve a roundhouse cutback instead of a carve or a snap. So save the carves and snaps for the steeper, more critical sections where they're going to feel better and look better.
Guys, thanks for watching the video today. Remember to like the video and comment below to let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks guys, I'll catch you in the water.
The Surfer's Journey now has a range of apparel available, from beanies to t-shirts to hats and coffee cups. For more information on how you can place your order, email thesurfersjourney@gmail.com. Be sure to visit The Surfer's Journey and check out some of our other videos, surfing tutorials from point of view, from the air and from the beach, and detailed, honest board reviews. You can also follow us on Instagram where we post hints and tips.
At the moment, we are running a fundraising campaign to raise money so that we can purchase surfboards, wetsuits, and be able to cover running costs so that we can offer surfing lessons to first responders, veterans, and defence personnel here in South Australia. The reason why we want to do that is to promote a healthy habit of surfing and how you can use surfing as therapy to help improve your mental health and reduce stress. Our coaches will be first responders, veterans, and ADF personnel themselves. This provides a unique surfing experience where everyone is on the same page, we're from the same communities, and we've all worked towards a common goal. This is a not-for-profit endeavour. Me and the other members of our management team do what we do in a voluntary capacity, which means we get no money for the time that we put in. The only people who get paid will be our surf coaches, and they'll get paid for their hours worked. If you'd like to donate, click on the link to our GoFundMe page. Every dollar helps. Thanks guys. Together, we can make a difference. Recently, I designed our Shield logo, which forms part of our Protector Series range of t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. All the profits raised from the sales of these items will be donated to the SAS Resources Fund and the Commando Welfare Trust. These organisations support veterans and their families from the Special Forces units here in Australia. These people have sacrificed greatly for the greater good of our community. And this is my way of trying to give back and say thank you. So the purpose of this is to help raise up our community of like-minded individuals who love to surf and also want to strive to serve the community in the best way they can. That's what this shield represents, that community. Email me at thesurfersjourney@gmail.com to place your order.